I'm just gonna get a few shots.
So what is a man?
Yeah, hold on 1 second. I'm just some stock to put in. Okay. And introduce yourself. I'm speaking with Greg. Well, I'm sorry, you gotta give me.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, you're more than welcome to introduce me, but I mean, I can introduce myself. That's fine.
Yes.
Greg Paul.
Okay, and Greg, I need you just to give us permission to use your image in this documentary.
You have my image to use this image? Yeah, you have my permission to use this image in this documentary.
Excellent, excellent. Greg, today we're talking about what is a man. In your viewpoint, what is a man?
Well, that covers a lot of ground, but a man is a person who takes responsibility for his actions. He knows what's right and what's wrong. He's been raised right. He has respect for his elders. He has respect for women. He has respect for other people. A man takes consequences for his own actions. A man understands and plans for the health and welfare of his family, the community that he lives in, the people that he loves. He cares for their future. Cares enough about himself to take care of himself so that he's in good enough shape to take care of others. He serves his country in whatever way that he's able. The definition of a man, well, there's a lot more than that, but that kind of covers the basics.
Well, is there a difference between a male and a man?
Oh, most definitely. I mean, I know plenty of 40-year-old boys. These are people that never grew up. These are people that still play video games, although that's not a bad thing. Because to design and to do things that teach and can instruct, can, if not teach a moral lesson, some other type of education. There are plenty of people that are in various stages of arrested development. There are people that never grow out of high school. They maintain that same originality, they maintain that same mentality, even though they're 35, 40 years old, 28, pick an age, above the age of 21 when they should have graduated high school or graduated college, moved on in life, accepted a sense of responsibility about themselves and their future and their family and the other things that the fact that you're a man, you are responsible. You are responsible for everything you do. You are responsible for everything you say. You are responsible for the footprint you leave on the world. And if you want your legacy to be something positive, then you need to do something positive.
What is the state of today's man?
Unfortunately, the state of today's man has been subjected to a lot of very negative things. I feel sorry for today's generation. A lot of boys are not being raised by men. They don't have men in their lives. They do not have positive role models. They do not have any concept of what it is to grow up to be a man. They're not given a roadmap. The days of the scouts are over. The days of mentors and honoring our older people in society that would the grandfathers that would take a young man and take him out. In more primitive societies, the young men would go on vision quests, so they would be given a mentor. They would go out into the wild, and they would have to survive by themselves, but they were given training before that. You have a lot of young men being raised by women, and the educational system is run by women, for women. Boys and girls do not learn the same way. Boys are much more physical. They need an outlet. They need to move. They need to be physical. They are not. It doesn't behoove them to sit and be locked up in a classroom for 8 hours a day or for 6 hours a day. They don't get. We've cut our physical ed programs. We've decided that the best way to teach is to put people into a box and let them sit there and be lectured to. That is not the way that men as a species learn the best. They have different needs in a different environment. It's a shame that we have pussified the current young man. young men. We're not giving them the guidelines. We're not putting them into programs. I'm kind of a firm believer in the fact that they should be doing 2 years of military service for their country, or some type of community service in some way to give back to their community. They should be taken out of their home. They should be given a set of rules and regulations. They should learn what it is to act as part of a team. They should become more selfless. They need to be involved in organizations that allow them to really discover what it is to be part of a community and be part of a team. And we're sorely lacking in that education for young men at this time.
Could a woman raise a man?
I'm sorry?
Could a woman raise a man?
I'm missing that last. Could a woman what?
Could a woman, a single woman raise a male child into a man?
Not without the benefit of a male role model. I believe it's extremely important for young men to bond with men who are mentors, teachers, care for them, teach them some of the rules of what it is to be a responsible young man, not a woman's vision of what a man should be. Those are two different things. We are seeing the results of having women raise young men, and we're seeing that in maybe the worst possible way. We're seeing a lot of indecisive young men who cannot find their way in life because they've never had to accept responsibility, and they don't have the proper imprint from a male role model in order to be a mature man.
Wow. And finally, what advice would you give to a 13 or 14-year-old that's about to hit manhood and haven't really been around a man? What advice would you give him?
There are more positive role models than sports figures. There are people that will help you grow intellectually, spiritually, and physically. And they are available to you if you open yourself up to that learning experience. There are people in the community that are going to be helpful to you. There are people that would be more than you can get yourself a big brother. You can get yourself your pastor. You can get yourself your scout master. You can get yourself into an organization at your school, your teachers. There are people that are willing to help you if you're willing to open yourself up to their mentorship. If you're willing to take a man that you hold in high esteem, or that holds himself in high esteem, and sets a positive example, and give yourself over to that. Let yourself be. See what that man has to teach you. See what you can learn from him. See, a good man leads by example. And when you see a man that does the right thing, ask the question, how do I know how to do the right thing? And they will tell you.